Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my new and improved Spriggan, also known as the Master of Vines. Like all of my builds, this is a huge upgrade over the old iteration, and I'm excited to share with you, of course, gameplay, skills, passives, gear, and of course, break down the character sheet. Everything is timestamped in the description below if you need to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some gameplay. Now the skills I'm going to be using for this build are Summon Spriggan, Summon Scorpion, Ice Thorns, Spriggan Form, and Thorn Totem. Now a big difference between this build and the old iteration is before we used large cold vines, and now we are using small poison vines, so it really is a big difference. We are utilizing the new Spriggan ring. This allows you to teleport to where you summon your vines at, because Spriggan does not have a movement skill. This is going to allow them to cast faster and allow us to bounce around. On top of that, what's great about this is our healing totems are going to make Thorn Totems. They are going to explode and they are going to help us keep in Spriggan form. You know how much I love minions. So let's take it for a spin. And I will showcase this right now. I'm going to teleport over here by summoning vines. Ready? Oh, it actually is really, really nice having a movement skill for this build. I like it. Obviously, this is empowered content. You will see the modifiers on the right-hand side. We are just going to cruise through. I was going slow at the beginning. Obviously, you are putting tons of stacks of poison on the enemies. And when your vines are refreshing, you are basically spamming totems. You want to leave them up a little bit so they get their hits in for their poison chance, and then you will just blow them up. Circle the wagon here. Functions really well. All right, let's do another one. Now for this next run, I want to quickly showcase the power of Scorpion. Okay, I'm literally not going to do anything but allow our little baby cute scorpions and mama scorpion to run around for a few minutes, okay? I am not doing anything. I am just running in a circle. This is only one summons. Let's keep going. See if we can find, some big baddies. Come and get me. Come on, Scorpion, do your thing. I'm not doing anything. Oh, I accidentally made Spriggan. Well, we'll still. Spriggan and Scorpion. That's all we've got on the scene right now. Not even in Spriggan form. Not too shabby, right? And that's not even the main source of our damage. I just wanted to showcase that a lot of times people think the Spriggan and the Scorpion don't do anything. No, they actually do a ton, and you will see that when we break down the skills. So now we're in our Spriggan form, and we're gonna make some totems to blow up and teleport to make some vines. Good night. It's interesting because even though one makes melee vines and the other shoots and the other one hits, all of them poison. So even though it is not perfect synergy amongst minions, they are all doing the same thing, which is poisoning their targets. After this, we'll do a Shade of Oribus fight and see how we do against single target. Nightshade of Orbis. Let's do it.
Pain. An eternity of pain.
Pain.
Why do you resist? Distraction.
That's a lot of vines shooting him. Already at half-life. This build's also just a lot of fun.
Distraction. Why do you?
You're dead.
Chains return.
Let me show you how to recreate this build. So now let's check out the skills for this build, starting with the most important skill, and of course that is Spriggan Form. You actually have a couple of options here, so we'll talk about that. Now the way that I have it set up is I have 3 into Overgrowth, 5 into Creeping Underbrush, 5 into Nightshade, 1 into Hunter's Bane, 4 into Totem Warden, 1 into Spiked Totems, and 1 into Unbound Garden. Now what Unbound Garden is allows you to always make 3 totems, okay? So when you are in Spriggan Form, which we are now, and we use Summon Healing Totem, you always make 3. And then when you make another 3, they blow up. So you could keep making 3. Now, a lot of people want more totems than just 3, which is very understandable. So what you could do is inside of Spriggan Form, you could pull 1 point out of Nightshade, and you could pull 1 point out of Overgrowth, and you could put those 2 points down here into Unbound Garden. When you do that, it's going to give you an additional 2 totems, so then you can make more, and obviously then you're hitting more enemies. That is a personal preference if you wanted to take the build that direction. For me, I really wanted the vines to poison as much as possible instead of the totems, even though they work in tangent, so I went the poison chance from vines and the poison damage and health since we have smaller vines. I didn't want them dying all the time, okay? Personal choice, you can make it the way you want. Moving over to Summon Spriggan. And as you can see from that example, the Spriggan does do decent damage. You want 1 into Briar Summoner, 5 into Deadly Thicket, 4 into Vine Master, I like that one. 1 into Forest Razor, 5 into Floral, 4 into Vitality. Now your Spriggan later in game will die a lot if you don't have these 4 points into Vitality. And if they keep dying more and more than that, you can even pull a couple points out of here and put it into resistance, physical resistance, armor, and health, okay? But normally once you have the 4 points in there, you are good as long as you have some items that have minion health on them. All right. Moving over to Ice Thorns. This is kind of a gimme. A lot of people use Ice Thorns on their build because basically you could set it up as an auto cast without using any weird tips and tricks. 2 into Philly, 1 into Thorn Barrier, 5 into Bark Shield, 3 into Eternal Protection, 3 into Dagger Thorns, 2 into Bramble Armor, and 4 into Spell Thorns. Chance to cast Ice Thorns when hit, 20%. It's going to give you some survivability while you are in Spriggan Form. Moving over to Summon Thorn Totem. Now, when you are actually in Spriggan Form, let me go into Spriggan Form and we're going to let it go down for a little bit. I will show you what Summon Thorn Totem will do for you. You want 3 into Totemic Wisdom, 3 into Memories of Eterra, 3 into Torrent of Thorns, 5 into Venom Tipped Thorns, 4 into Lasting Affliction, 1 into Nightmare Briar, 1 into Rotten Core. What Rotten Core allows is when you cast new totems or the totems are no longer there, they explode, which allows you to give a burst of poison damage. And of course, this is a poison build, but you want the little barbs to hit the enemies as well. So you just don't want to super spam your poison burst. Okay. So you can see over here that we are almost out of Spriggan, but then when we cast totems, look at how fast you can get it up. Ready? It's great. Setting up the totems this way, you never, ever, ever, ever have to worry about coming outside of Spriggan's form because your totems will be blowing up so much that you never have to worry about coming out because it regenerates so much mana. Last but not least, one of my favorite skills, and that is Summon Scorpion. And as you can see from that video too, does a lot of damage with a lot of poison from your babies. You want 3 into Steel, 3 into Material Instinct, 4 into Temper Tantrum, 2 into Fertile Rites, 4 into Scurry, 3 into Concoction, and 1 into Toxins. Those are the skills. So now let's check out the passives for this build. My character's level 99, soon to be in that level 100 club. Looking at the base class, you want 6 into Gift of the Wilderness, 8 into Natural Attunement, 5 into Hunter's Restoration, and 5 into Hunter's Emanation. You're looking for attunement, you're looking for minion stats, and of course you are looking for minion poison damage or minion poison chance. Going over to Beastmaster, because you need your aspect of the boar, kind of a staple when you are a Primalist. You want 8 into Yersin Strength, 4 into Boar Heart, 3 into Call of the Pack, and 5 into Porcupine Constitution. This gives you a ton of damage reduction. Moving over to Shaman, 8 points into Shamanistic Infusion, gives you attunement, and gives you and your minions some penetration. Last but not least, Druid. You want 7 into Plating, 7 into Claws of the Forest, that gives your minions poison damage. 7 into Druid's Prowess, that gives you attunement, strength, and then +1 to all attributes. Then you want 5 into Wind in the Leaves. This is going to give your Spriggan Form movement speed. It's going to give your summons movement speed, and it's going to give your minions attack speed. Super huge, must have. Come down here, 8 into Wisdom. This is going to give you attunement and take care of most of your crit avoidance. 6 into Woodland Beings, which gives you 10 into Toxic Reach. Chance to summon Vine on kill, 36%. Minion poison chance, 60%. Huge, must have. Last but not least, 10 points into Hideskin. This is going to give you maximum health gained on endurance threshold and just to health. Those are the passives. Last but not least, let's talk about gear. Now, of course, if you want to see true end game gear, check my advanced build planner. If I could snap my fingers and have the best gear in the game, you will find it there. But I always want to showcase what I'm wearing so that you could see that compared to the gameplay that I showed earlier. So let's check out the idols. And my idols are not good. They're actually pretty embarrassing, but for the sake of the video, I am required to show you. So my first idol is increase minion melee attack speed. This helps our vines. This helps our scorpions. And the vines, I mean, that are cast by our summon Spriggan. I also have increased cast speed for totems, which is great, and minion poison damage. And then I've got vitality and minion bleed chance on hit. To the left, I've got increased health and some crit avoidance to get us over that 100%. Okay. Moving over to gear. Nothing is required for this build. I love being able to say that. You don't gotta hunt for some crazy legendary or this certain weapon. Nope, nothing is required. Even the ring is technically not required. You can still summon tons of vines if you don't have it. You won't be able to teleport, but it is not required. It is just nice to have. So we'll go through each item one by one. Helmet, vitality, cooldown, health. If you do have the ring, you want cooldown recovery speed so you could teleport more often. Amulet, minion health. Armor, attunement, vitality, health. Weapon, increase damage over time for minions. Remember, you want that poison damage. Ring. Belt, minion health. Ring, minion health. Relic, minion attunement. Boots, health. And then gloves, attunement, minion health. That is the gear. So now let's check out the character sheet for this Master of Vines. Like I said a few minutes ago, we are level 99, 18 points into strength, 61 points into attunement, 30 points into vitality. Movement speed, we are at 56%, and we are able to teleport when we create vines. Fire resistance bad, lightning's good, cold's good, physical's almost there, poison's almost there, void's almost there. So what we need work on is necrotic and fire. Our armor's okay at 29%, but where a lot of our defense comes from is endurance is almost 60, endurance threshold is 1,000, critical strike avoidance is 115, and for this build we are rocking almost 3,300 life. So even though you don't have resistances maxed, at least in my case, I don't really have to worry about survivability. Because I have a lot of life, I have crit avoidance, I have endurance, and I have aspect of the boar. Now, when you look at minion, on here you have increased damage over time. It is the last line, 686%. Obviously an absolutely huge number, and that's why every single stack of poison is very important. And increased minion health is 500. Last but not least, we have our increased poison damage, 424%. Now, normally I would take you over to the training dummy and show you how much damage this build can do, but unfortunately you cannot make vines target the training dummy. So all you would see is just the totems exploding and the little baby scorpions. So for that part, we are going to skip. So let's now talk about leveling up this Primalist. For me, it does not matter if you are a Beastmaster, a Shaman, or a Druid. I level up my characters the exact same way, and it is absolutely, in my opinion, the most efficient way. You don't have to do it this way. It is just my recommendation, okay? So to get this character from level 1, let's just say to level 60, I would use these 4 skills: Fury Leap, Swipe, Upheaval, and Warcry. And I will tell you exactly what to take for each one. For Swipe, the first thing you want to take is Way of the Hunt, then Reach, then Culling. Then you want to come down and take Aspect of the Panther and Feline Hunter, all right? That is what you would want for Swipe. Then for Fury Leap, you want to go up, take Crater, take Savage Impact, take Brutal Impact, and then take Violent Upheaval, okay? Follow me for a second. This is going to be your movement skill while you are leveling, and it is going to auto cast Upheaval. The next skill you want to take is Upheaval. And for this, you want to go up into Unstoppable Strength, then down into Brutish Engagement, and then into Hindering Tremors, okay? And then you also want to take Area. So you would take this tree, and then you would take Area. What's great about this is maximum damage the closer you are to targets. You're going to be jumping into the middle of people and auto-casting Upheaval, so you're going to be very close to targets. Last but not least, you round it all out with Warcry. In Warcry, you want to come down first and grab Berserker. So you want to get all the nodes inside of Berserker, and then you want to come up and take Deep Roar, Battle Cry, and Ferocity. Those 4 skills combined will take you from level 1 all the way through, I don't want to say end game, but take you all the way through to end game, and then you can transfer into any build you want. When it comes to weapons, you can use a good 2-hander, or you can use one-handed weapons. And as you level up, you just keep going up and up on the swords or axes that you're using for the build. If you don't have lots of low-level uniques, you can go to Last Epoch Tools and just continuously upgrade your weapons as you level through. That's my recommendation. It'll work really well. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my new improved Master of Vines? Is there something I missed? Is there a way I could take this to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1. Hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it. It really does help the channel moving forward. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 43 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. We have a weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge in the Discord, special title. You get access to me if you have any questions about Last Epoch or anything I can do to help you with the game moving forward. It's great. First link in the description. Now, maybe the Master of Vines isn't for you. In the description as well, obviously there's lots of info down there. There's over 15 different builds that have been updated for 0.8.5, and a lot of them are going to get you ready for multiplayer. So if this isn't for you, maybe there's another build down there. Also in the description, advanced loot filter and advanced build planner. Okay, check it out. Lots of good info. That's all I've got. Hopefully you're entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.